caught on live feed. On January 11, 2017, during a live broadcast from the International Space Station, a remarkable event unfolded that caught the attention of viewers worldwide. The astronauts aboard the International Space Station were conducting their normal daily routine of scientific experiments and station maintenance until one of the exterior cameras captured something truly astonishing. Take a look. As the space station orbited the Earth, something massive seemed to emerge from behind the planet's horizon. A huge unidentified object came into view, slowly traveling the space. The UFO was absolutely gigantic compared to the size of the space station itself. At first, the streaming video simply showed the strange object drifting along, its shape and details still unclear from the distance. But as it gradually grew larger on the screen, the rough surface and immense size became obvious. But as it was about to get more clearer, suddenly the live stream abruptly stopped, replacing the video feed with a plain blue screen. Just like that, the mysterious UFO vanished from view as swiftly as it had appeared. The world was left with only those who watched the few minutes of this footage. Now, many of you might wonder if this unidentified object is actually the moon, but I assure you that it wasn't. You see, when the moon is seen from low Earth orbit, it appears as a large, bright sphere filling much of the sky, not a small, irregularly shaped object on the horizon. And that's exactly how it will look like, even from the space station. Just a couple of 100 kilometers won't make moon shrink so much in size. So even if you insist this to be moon, I assure you that's not the case here, as the moon would look way larger in size even if we see it from the space station. So, whatever this object was, clearly, this was something else entirely. But my question is, if it was indeed the moon, then why would NASA abruptly cut the live feed? Doesn't make sense. Why show us the live feed, only to suddenly cut as soon as the mysterious object appeared on camera? Raises a whole lot of questions, isn't it? Video analysts noted another major clue that this was not a glitch or camera malfunction. During previous incidents, when strange unidentified objects appeared on the feeds, NASA immediately terminated the live broadcast. But in this case, however, the UFO remained visible for an unusually long time, before the signal finally went out. Some speculated that there might be an insider at NASA, possibly someone aiming to reveal the truth about alien visitors to the public. Could this person have purposefully allowed the UFO footage to remain streamed for an extended period of time? Or was it simply an error that NASA engineers were too slow to react to? Researchers and UFO enthusiasts scored the footage, breaking it down frame by frame to examine every angle and detail. Estimates placed the UFO's size at anywhere from several miles to potentially over 25 miles wide, absolutely massive for any sort of man-made spacecraft. However, NASA remained tight-lipped about the incident, neither confirming nor denying the footage's authenticity. But for researchers, the video evidence could not be ignored or easily dismissed. For many others, it was yet another frustrating example of NASA's alleged cover-up of the truth about extraterrestrial visitation. But with everything aside, just what exactly is this object? An immense UFO of truly overwhelming size and unknown origins, or something else entirely, you decide. The Swarm. April 2017, Bryan, Texas. A man named Jonathan Ibarra was outside on a normal day when something incredibly strange caught his eye in the morning sky. He quickly grabbed his phone and started recording a video of the bizarre sight happening right over his head. Take a look.
Fuck. No, they're not, dude. Right here. Secure scene, secure scene.
As the footage begins, multiple black objects can be seen drifting across the clouds. The objects are of different shapes and sizes, with some appearing larger than others. According to the eyewitness, reddish glow and strange beams of laser seem to be coming right out of them. Though it cannot be clearly seen in the video, the eyewitness can be heard in the video talking about the lasers. Take a look.
They're red. They're shining red. They're a water. I can't believe this. I can't. Yeah, they're lasers, dude. They're coming lasers. Their lasers are coming out of them, dude. Dude, they're just.
As he continues filming, more objects become visible amidst the clouds, some smaller than others. Jonathan seems convinced they are all part of the same baffling phenomenon. He pans across the sky, struggling to capture all of the glowing, laser-emitting anomalies. The footage continues for nearly 3 minutes. At one point, the individual seems to notice their movement doesn't match the wind direction.
They're glowing. Okay, the wind is going that way. The wind is going that way. That's a fact, okay? That's a fact. The wind is going that way. Still go there. But they're going that way, though. They're kind of going that
When the
way.
footage is slowed down to 25% speed and zoomed in 300%, interesting new details emerge. Dozens of small, darker objects are now visible in the background and clouds. Could these smaller objects be related to the larger laser-emitting craft? Skeptics might write off the UFOs as simply being balloons or inflatables carried by the wind, but as Jonathan points out in real time, they appear to be traveling against the wind direction. Also, their movements look highly bizarre and don't seem to be consistent with being buoyed by air currents. And what about the lasers and strange glowing auras that, according to Jonathan, are getting emitted by these mysterious objects? Do balloons or any other inflatables produce tightly focused beams of light and reddish glow? What's more, the long, dangling tendrils hanging beneath the UFOs raise further questions. They seem too rigid and widely spaced to be simple balloon strings or threads. Could they be something else entirely? Was Jonathan simply witnessing a peculiar formation of atmospheric balloons or inflatables, or did he capture something far beyond our comprehension? You let me know down in the comment section below. Something over horizon. April 5, 2016. NASA is usually very cautious about preventing any UFO footage from being broadcast during live video feeds from the International Space Station. However, on this particular day, one of the videos slipped through and was captured on camera for over 60 seconds. At first, everything appeared normal, the curved outline of the planet's horizon against the emptiness of space. But then, a massive unidentified object emerged from the shadows and into the sunlight. Take a look. The huge UFO slowly drifted into view from the left side of the screen. It was an astoundingly large object, significantly bigger than the space station itself. The UFO's body seemed to span for miles, appearing rounded and rough rather than smooth. For over a minute, this gigantic entity was present across the live feed's field of vision. Mission Control obviously didn't notice the bizarre object at first, as the footage kept broadcasting uninterrupted. Perhaps they initially mistook it for part of the space station's structure. Finally, after nearly 70 seconds, the UFO faded from view as it passed towards the left side of the screen. Suddenly, the live video feed then cut out entirely, likely due to someone at NASA realizing the shocking footage that was being transmitted. Though brief, those 60+ seconds of peculiar UFO footage proved to be an exceptional and revealing piece of evidence of something truly amazing. Some have speculated it could be a secret military spacecraft of some kind, perhaps an experimental vehicle still in testing. However, its sheer size seems to disprove this theory, as it dwarfed even the largest spaceships ever constructed. The chances of it being an asteroid or comet are really low. These space rocks usually look rough and tumble around, unlike the smooth, controlled movements of this UFO. Also, comets leave trails of gas and dust, which in this case is clearly not present. Many suggested that its curved shape and immense size could potentially classify it as a mothership, capable of carrying smaller scout probes or small crafts. NASA officials have been silent about the bizarre footage, neither confirming nor denying its validity. They are already notorious for shutting down discussions about UFOs appearing in their videos and images, often dismissing them as camera glitches or random space debris. But in the case of this particular UFO sighting, it's hard for even the skeptics to apply that kind of simplistic reasoning. After all, space debris would not appear as a structured, controlled, and massive hovering object, slowly floating past the space station. Believers in the UFO footage have praised NASA's mistake in allowing such an incredibly revealing look at what appears to be an authentic alien craft, at least for just over a minute. Skeptics, meanwhile, have struggled to apply more conventional explanations to such a bizarre anomaly captured in orbital camera views. So, did the space station accidentally capture something truly astonishing? Or was it something else? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. 180 degree. France 2017. A YouTuber in France known as Alpha Omega was outside one night filming the sky when he captured something highly unusual on camera. While recording meteors and other objects streaking across the darkness, one particular light behaved in a way that defied normal explanations. Alpha Omega routinely shares videos of intriguing things he sees in the night sky over France. Many of his clips show common things such as meteors burning up, satellites passing overhead, and so on. However, this specific footage from 2017 stands out as something completely extraordinary. Take a look. As seen in the video, a bright light is moving across the frame in a straight line trajectory, just like any ordinary meteor or piece of space debris would appear. But then, without any hint of slowing or deceleration, the glowing object suddenly shifts direction and curves off at an almost 45-degree angle to the right. It continues zipping along in this new heading before disappearing out of sight. To better illustrate the anomaly, a line has been overlaid onto the footage. This line shows the original straight trajectory of the UFO before it inexplicably changes course mid-flight. Whatever this object was, it clearly did not simply continue traveling in the same direction like a normal meteor would. When watching the video at regular speed, the unusual turn of the object is easy to miss. However, slowing it down reveals a strange directional change that cannot be explained by conventional means. Meteors and space debris follow predictable paths based on gravity and velocity and cannot change direction like this UFO. So, what could cause an object to suddenly veer off its path so precisely without slowing down? It might be some kind of intelligently controlled craft with advanced propulsion and steering capabilities. The video also shows other objects displaying similar physics-defying movements. But most astonishing is the one bright light that makes a full 180-degree turn before speeding away. Take a look. Another UFO takes a zigzagging path before suddenly shooting off in a straight line at high speed. These objects do not behave like natural phenomena, which cannot change direction or speed on their own. Their movements suggest they are under intelligent control with advanced technology. Skeptics might dismiss these sightings as camera glitches or light refractions, but Alpha Omega and UFO researchers believe the video evidence is clear, and these are real physical crafts of unknown origin. But what do you think? Is it something from our Earth? Or is it something far more mysterious? Well, as always, you decide. Multiple sightings. Before I get into it, if you are new here and enjoy mysterious UFO videos like these, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel because more videos like this are on your way. That said, let's get back to the video. July 12, 2023, North Virginia Beach. On a warm summer night in North Virginia Beach, a group of people experienced something remarkable in the night sky. Using an iPhone 13, they captured several videos of a bright, pulsating object hovering above them. At 9:13 p.m., they first noticed this unusual aerial phenomenon. The video shows a glowing light, changing colors from whitish yellow to reddish orange, purple, and green, hovering silently against the dark sky. The object slowly changed shape and brightness, appearing ovoid, triangular, or saucer-like. For about 20 minutes, it hovered and drifted slightly, while the videographers tried to keep it centered in their frames. Partway through the first video, two smaller spinning objects appeared near the main UFO, orbiting it before fading away. Later, a third object appeared briefly before disappearing. The main UFO continued to pulse and change colors and shapes, before gradually drifting off and disappearing over the horizon. The witnesses were left to review their footage, wondering what they had seen. They were 100% certain that it wasn't a conventional aircraft or celestial body, as it was silent and its behavior didn't match known technology or phenomena. When this video went online, many opinions emerged from military flares to drones, but the witnesses insisted it was a genuine anomaly. According to the eyewitness, the footage was deemed authentic and unedited, and has sparked much intrigue. So, did the group of people capture something truly otherworldly, or was it just a misunderstood natural event? You decide. Recently, a really astonishing video of a cloaked UFO rising out of the water has been going absolutely viral on social media. Check this out right away before it disappears from the screen. Also make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to watch more intriguing UFO videos in the future.